Thank you. I just arrived yesterday from the East Coast where it's cold and wet. I actually have a warm top on. I can't believe how sunny and beautiful it is here in late October. I need that. I'd firstly just like to acknowledge a few people from my own office, really the design leadership here, with Lisa Switkin, Sarah Astheimer, and Matt Grumbaum. If the three of you would stand up, please, wherever you are. There they are. This has been a labour of love for over, well, nearly a little over 3 years, and it's something that runs very deep in our blood. I'd also like to acknowledge a very excellent group of local design consultants that worked with us, including Fred Fisher, Bob Perry, John Greenlee, Jim Garland with Fluidity, Teal Brogdon with HLB, Bureau Happold, Fusco, Garn Wallace, Dave Pagano, and Mary Norris. A hand of applause for them, please. And I'd also like to acknowledge Inigo Avoli Maglanes, the artist that worked on this project with us, and the wonderful weather field over there, which is a work of art. I think it will achieve critical acclaim. This is Inigo. And also locally, I mean, we worked intimately with all of the people here in Santa Monica. I would like to acknowledge the leadership people we worked with most closely. Barbara Stinchfield, Karen Ginsberg, Miriam Mulder, Jean Bellman, now Mayor Pamela O'Connor, but you were on the council during the project. City Manager Rod Gould was enormously instrumental, Assemblyman Richard Bloom, and all of the Santa Monica Council members that were part of the extensive community outreach effort here. And finally, to you, the community. As you know, we did a significant number of community meetings. We enjoyed them, we learned a lot, there were a lot of voices, sometimes competing and contested voices. But I think that all of that discussion led to the rich collage of experiences that we have here in the park today. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge the contractor, W.E. O'Neill, and the fabulous team of contractors. I think what you see here in many ways looks natural and maybe simple, as if it's always been here. But it's enormously complicated construction. There's a lot of stuff under the ground that you don't see. There's a lot of very complex geometries here in terms of all of the curves that work not only in plan but also in elevation and in profile. And for a contractor to pay the sort of attention that these guys did to craft, to detail, and to finish is really exemplary. I'd like special acknowledgement for that. And finally, I would just say that I, personally, am absolutely delighted with how the park turned out. I think it is world-class. Parks are my business. I know parks around the world. I think we have achieved something here together that is world-class. It is a park that was inspired by the place and by the people. It's as if it belongs here. It's not a park that can be transported and built somewhere else with any meaning. It was originally inspired by the locality of the Arroyo and the Arroyo Wash, the materiality of the Palisades with the gravels and the stones. That's why you see in the concrete aggregate and in the stone walls a lot of texture to do with that geological history. It's inspired by water, the significance and symbolic import of water in Santa Monica. Our water source begins in Town Hall and runs down a runnel and terminates in this large fountain at the entrance. It's inspired by an idea of topography and hills and views. We've achieved a number of hills at the front where you can walk into these great pavilions and get wonderful views to the ocean and to the pier and to the larger context of Santa Monica. It was inspired by the native plantings. Most of the plantings here are native. what you would find in some of the old historical arroyos. And it was inspired by people. This is really a park that's designed for people. It's designed for people to relax, to stroll, to gather, to meet, and to form part of the community. We like to say that this is maybe Santa Monica's new beating heart. Santa Monica has now migrated, if you will, to a new center here in relationship to the ocean and to the pier and to Main Street and to City Hall. We like to say that we've created a new central civic place for gathering, for solitude, for pleasure and for delight, and for a new sense of renewed civic pride. We believe that these settings that we've created, the amphitheater, the gardens, the play hill, the various paths and seating areas, and the overlooks are something that you can all come to love and use in deeper ways over time. I'd like to thank you for your trust. You trusted me, originally a guy from England, and in New York, God forbid. And we came to Santa Monica and we delivered, but we did it because you trusted us, and thank you for that. I'd like to thank you for your patience. This was not a fast project. It took a lot of time, but you were patient. And I hope that you will all extend all of that love and that care that you did in the community meetings to the future of this park, to its maintenance, to its programming, to how it's used, and to how it's nurtured, and how it begins to accrue even deeper meaning and deeper resonance with all of you who live here. So thank you very much, and congratulations.